throughout most of your life, you've been surrounded by people who spread negative energy. They typically get angry very easily, and you kind of feel like you're not confident, and people really start to drag you down in this society, and that kind of blends into your personality now. And now you aren't as socially capable as you wish you were. You don't have as many friends. You seem lonely. You almost feel like you're getting excluded. I've been there. It's a very dark path to take. This video is going to be about the 6 principles for people to like you. All of these are timeless, and they're from a book called How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. So this is none of my personal advice. This is entirely from that book. I'll link it down below. It's a perfect book. This book will literally change your life. You'll start to attract many different kinds of high quality people. You're going to make such great friendships. You're going to live the life that you want. You're going to win the life that you want. You're going to win everything you've wanted if you read this book and implement the steps in this book. So today, what we're going to be talking about are 6 ways to make people like you. And there's 6 principles on here that Dale Carnegie put in that I think work really well. And before this video starts, I do want to mention my editor. His name is Chance, and he is officially joining the channel. Chance, thank you so much, man. I'm so grateful that you're here editing our videos now. Those videos will be coming out soon. So let's start talking about this video. So the whole principles of getting people to like you, if you're watching this video, many people probably don't have respect for you. You're probably, not really like popular in school, or like people don't really like you or anything like that. These steps, I'm telling you, will literally change your life, and we're going to talk about them right now. So the first principle on here is to become genuinely interested in other people. So a lot of people these days, we really like to think about ourselves often. When we talk to react, not talking to actually listen to the other person. Because especially in a modern society, we're so focused on ourselves way too much that we don't think about, what other people care about or what other people think or anything like that. We're all focused on what we want, what we're interested in, and everything like that. And that comes off as selfish, really. And people can tell when you're actually genuinely interested in them, because then you'll actually be like, oh yeah, I've heard about this and stuff like before. You kind of remove personal pronouns from it all, so you start talking about them. You start to make them feel good about themselves. And, in terms of socially interacting, it's all reciprocating. So if you repeat that and you're that exact same way, people will respect you. People will like you. They'll want to be around you. You won't feel excluded anymore if you really show that you're interested in these people. But you have to be genuinely interested in these people if you really want this to work. You actually have to be interested in it. Don't try to pretend stuff, because that's not being genuine. You want to be genuinely interested in these people that you're talking to. And I guarantee you that you'll find tremendous progress with the people you talk to, and people will love to be around you. The second principle is rather quite simple, and it's something that a lot of people think what the fuck, why does this even matter? Try to smile more often. Try smiling to people when you talk to them. A lot of people, what they do when they talk to people is that they reciprocate the body language that the other person is making. So if a person comes off as shy and nervous, or kind of rubbing their neck and stuff, feeling a little bit anxious, the other person is also going to feel anxious. When you smile to somebody, they are way more likely to smile back. And studies have shown that, the more you smile, the happier mood you're in. So you're smiling and stuff, saying oh hey, how you doing, oh really, she's already turning 6 years old, wow, that's so great, and everything like that, that's so awesome. They're going to feel like they're engaged with you, especially if you're already interested in them and you're not even mentioning yourself at all. They're going to really tell that you're genuinely a nice person, and smiling just really gives off that physical vibe that this guy is a nice and kind person. This guy is so positive. I love being around this guy. Try smiling more often, and I'm telling you, you'll be in a better mood. The third principle. Remember that a person's name is to that person the sweetest and most sound in any language. So this is kind of going on with how important their name is. So remembering names is a very, very important thing. Why? Because it feels like if you remember a person's name, they feel like they're important. You feel like that they are important in your life. And with us as humans, we love to feel like we're needed in life. We like to feel like that we're included and people love us and care for us and like we're important in life. And nothing's more like feels more validating than when people mention and remember your name, especially if it's the first time. What I recommend you do on remembering people's names is that when they tell you their name, think about it a lot and then write it down. When you ask for their birthday, they'll mention it like once. Write it down, and then a year later when their birthday arrives, you can say, "Hey, happy birthday." Like what? Like I don't even remember telling you my birthday. They feel like they're important. Remembering their names is very, very, very awesome at getting people to like you. So try remembering people's names. The fourth principle is to be a good listener and encourage others to talk about themselves. So this goes line in line with the first principle, which is to become genuinely interested in other people. Everybody loves listeners. They love it when they can express themselves to other people. When people talk too much and they go on tangents and everything, it makes it feel like they're disconnected from the argument. So having someone else talk and really talk about themselves a lot really makes them feel like they're important and that they're being listened. And since you're showing that you're being genuinely interested, they feel like what they're saying actually matters. You're not talking over them. You're not thinking about what you're saying next. You're just listening to this person. And people love that. People love a guy who is that selfless. It's some of the best kinds of people out there. I have a friend in particular who I work with, and he's really a lot like this, and I love being around him at work. He's such a cool guy to hang out with. These people literally will literally take over the world, quite literally, and are literally in the favor of anybody. So that was principle 4. Principle 4 was to be a good listener. The fifth principle is to talk in terms of the other person's interest. So think about what this other person is interested in. Get them to talk about the things that they love talking about. This automatically puts them in a good mood. So when they talk about things that they love doing, when they talk about like stuff that they absolutely enjoy, and it's something that's personal to them, and you get them to talk about that stuff, and you make it feel like it's important, you are like, wow, that's really cool, and you show that you're genuinely interested in what they're saying, and the fact that they love that. Everybody's gonna love you. I can't think of a single person who would not be into that. I literally can't think of a single person who would not be interested in that. That is so big, guys. That is literally so huge, is getting people to talk about things that they love. Because what are they going to think of when they see you in the next time? I had such a good talk with them because, I was talking about my business and self-improvement, something I'm very passionate about. He kept, asking questions that were selfless and genuine, that were interesting. And he sounded like he was really into what I had to say. This guy is so cool. This will work with friendships, business, work, school, whatever it fucking may be. People will love it when you do this. That's the fifth principle. Now we have the final principle here. Make the other person feel important and do it sincerely. So this is pretty much the summary of all the 5 other principles. So this whole idea of getting people to like you is to pretty much just make people feel like they're important. To pretty much do it in a way in which you actually care. This isn't like you're doing all these steps and everything like that, and you're like, oh, you got such a nice, oh, you got nice hair and everything like that, but I don't actually mean it. I don't actually mean it, dude. No, fuck that. You are being genuinely honest here. If you're not being genuinely honest, don't even bother with this. You need to be genuine when you do this. You are not implementing steps. You are simply just being yourself, just in a different mindset. Make other people feel important. And then everybody will daunt over you. Everybody will, flaunt over you. People will love being around you. They'll include you in places. They'll include you to groups, and you'll feel included. You'll feel like you're loved and cared about because you have reciprocated that to other people, and those people will reciprocate the same feelings back. This is how to win at life. This is more than just hanging out and getting friends. This is more than that. This is about winning the life that you want. And I guarantee that you could do that if you implement these 6 principles. And these weren't from me. These were from Dale Carnegie, the God himself, man. Like, this came out in 1930s. And, like, the fact that it's so, like, it's incredible. You can read the book. I'll link it down below. Or you can find, like, a PDF or find a summary of the book online. But it's a really, really good book. I recommend that you read. If you really care about getting people to like you, I highly, highly recommend to read this book. Because Dale Carnegie has said stuff that's way better than what I just said. So read that book right now if you have the time. That's been Nick Ponzarelli. I'll see you guys all next video.